the mothers. I don't think that went right. Marcus Farrell, how you doing, man?
Strong, strong. I'm ready this morning. Your boy
Yeah, we
done
got
went running this morning. Y'all gotta come running with the thirst trap.
come running with the thirst trap. We got Marcus. You got 2 miles in. You got over 2 miles
I
in,
got
right?
2.1 in. On got 2.1 in. The jiggly bits are about to get a little slimmer now.
I got in under 2. I didn't do as good as I did yesterday, but that's fine. We gonna win some. We're gonna lose some. But we still got in. I got in 1.8 this morning. Mundell got in a nap.
Yeah, I didn't get in. I didn't get in any miles because I am fucking traveling and there's no shoes with me. So unless you'll be running in these gray suede boots, Ben, which will
I I
fuck up
mean, didn't
shin.
y'all you military, right? Y'all running boots all the time.
Not these type of boots,
Let
brother.
me tell you.
These
Let me tell
these
you
are
before we
these
go.
Italian, bro. These Italian.
Hey,
Not
hey.
these motherfuckers.
Now, if Mondale ever flies in your town, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a secret about Mondale. Mondale don't carry luggage. You know why?
Ah,
Mondale's a baller. If
Mondale just go and buy
my
stuff.
Mondale say, if I need shoes, I go buy shoes.
So go buy some runners. How long are you out of town for, Mondale? Because we
Little
running
no,
tomorrow.
I come to Atlanta on Tuesday to get the mail. Then I go back. I do a bank run on Wednesday. So I'm headed back to go.
Dang, bro, you flying just to go pick up the mail?
I'm running an organization here,
Morning.
man. I'm running an
I feel
organization.
you. I feel you, bro. I just don't like flying like that, man. I get the higher in the sky I get, the closer I get to Jesus, because I just be praying like, God, just let us land, let us land. I hate flying, by the way. But that's cool. That's cool. We want to welcome everybody who's watching via Twitter, who's
Ben,
watching via Facebook. Yo, what up?
you all right, brother?
Yeah.
You shake like that
I
all
just,
the time?
What's shake? Oh, you know what? You see a different angle. They don't see my legs shaking. Yes, I shake all the time, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a restless leg syndrome, quiet as this kid.
All right, cool.
But now everybody knows. Thanks to you.
Oh, well, my bad. I thought the whole. Hey, look, I thought the whole world was looking at you do the Harlem Shake.
No. That's just my legs, bro. I can't sit still for nothing. So anyway,
My
thanks
bad.
for exposing my quiet secret that I've kept for 5 years of doing this. Nobody ever knew I had restless leg syndrome. I am not sensitive about it at all, but it's all good. Yeah. This is awkward. How we go from here,
We don't.
Marcus? You would
I'll call y'all back tomorrow. Okay, bye.
show over.
Look, hey, well, welcome to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I'm Marcus Farrell, the only one that's not fucked up out here today.
It's all good. But you know what's funny? What's funny is, like, as I talked about it, I couldn't help but sound like I was sensitive about it, and I'm really not. But then I'm like, well, there's really no way for me, because the more I try to convince you I'm not sensitive about it,
The
the
more
more
you
it's gonna sound
sound,
like I'm sensitive
yeah,
about it.
you
But
sound sensitive as shit when I say that. I'm
I,
sorry,
I
bro.
and I was I'm like, and it was like, I don't
Give
know.
me a
It's
hug.
just
Hey,
pass the ball, right? Yeah.
thank you.
We still.
I'm sorry.
Um, so anyway, and actually, I had some. I think somebody spotted me with my hands one day, and they messaged me and asked me if there was something wrong with me because of my hands. But it is what it is. I got nerves problem. That's why it makes much more sense to people why I don't like to fly, because I deal with high levels of anxiety. So when I'm in the sky and you just going to fly just to go pick up the mail, I salute you, brother. I couldn't do it.
But that's what I noticed when you started talking about flying. That's when it happened because before that you weren't doing it. So I was like, wait, is this thing? Did he have a traumatic experience? Did a
No,
Karen did a
no,
Karen did
no.
a Karen attack
Knock
him on
on
the
wood.
airplane? What the
To
fuck?
knock on wood, I ain't had no trauma. I've had no meaningfully traumatic experiences on airplanes, and I hope we keep it that way.
Hey,
That said,
I mean,
that
I gotta give Mondale props. I'm traveling right now myself, but I literally hopped in my Jeep and drove there. You know why? Because I don't want to hop into a COVID can at all. No,
mm,
Oh,
at all. And I'm
oh.
still not there yet. My mind is not there yet. And I figure if they let rich white people who run the White House get COVID, then they won't have a problem getting it either.
and
Well,
you know
well, the
what?
thing is,
Yeah, talk on that. Speak on that.
well, first of all, the COVID can shit is real. However, like, I mean, I fly Delta, and Delta does a great job. Damn, I sound like a fucking commercial. Delta does a great job of like social distancing folk. So I'm comfortable with that. Like I'm not around people. Everybody has a mask on. I definitely have my mask on. But also, I just did 6,000 fucking miles in 11 days. I'm not ready to get back in a car for a long time.
He on the show this
Hey,
morning.
Marcus, Jeremiah sound like all the saints from the Bible.
bro. Oh yeah, no. Hey, my wife wanted a J name, and don't worry, folks. We're gonna get to politics, but we talk politics throughout the day long enough for us to take
Right,
about 10 minutes to
right.
just catch up with each other. My wife wanted a J name because her name starts with J, and we just couldn't think of nothing to say about it. We went through Jefferson, and we're like, nah, I don't know about Jefferson because that name got some baggage. Then we went to Jameson. I'm like, that's one of my favorite alcohols. I don't know. We want to name my son after no alcohol. And then we were like Jason. I'm like, no, I got friends named Jason that and I got cousins named Jason. You don't want to take other people's name. And so we went to Jeremiah, and they were like, oh, I mean that makes sense because every other name in our family has some kind of biblical
Right.
connection because we super religious like that. But anyway, I digress.
Yes,
Let's
Benjamin.
jump. Well, yeah, exactly. Let's jump to some news. I want to start with the debate tonight. And I want to start with the fact that Vice President Mike Pence's team has refused to use plexiglass in front of him to protect Kamala's team. Kamala has agreed to do plexiglass. In fact, I believe they requested it to protect the other side. To me, that suggests that Mike Pence is one of two things or both. So concerned about his supporters getting mad at him wearing a, figurative mask, or he's really interested in spreading COVID-19. It could be both. What's your take? Let's go with you, Marcus, and then Mondale.
um, this is him doubling down on his base, right? And the tough guy appeal. I mean, if you think about it, Trump gets out of first off, ain't no way in God's green earth that an old 70-plus-year-old man hops out of the hospital in 3 days after COVID, right? After catching COVID. I mean, it's either that or they are holding back on some kind of cure, right? But Donald Trump's fat ass is not getting out of the hospital that fast. Secondly, I mean, it's to show their base that COVID is not a big deal. And the reason why they have to show their base that COVID wasn't a big deal is because they handle COVID like shit,
Yep.
right?
Facts.
If they did a good job of handling COVID, they would actually be giving out examples of how amazing that they treated, how seriously they treated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden wouldn't be the only one wearing a big huge mask on his face, right? Like it would be Donald Trump and it would be Mike Pence also. But these guys want to be white men superheroes. These guys want to be the white supremacist commander in chief, and they want to carve themselves out on Mount whatever. And have statues of themselves once they die, or matter of fact, before they die. And how they want to do it, how they want to show they're strong, is they want to show that they can shoot at a virus with a gun and kill it, right? Instead of taking precautions.
Oh, you mean like dropping a nuke in the hurricanes?
That's right.
Like just so this is the same mentality.
That's right.
Just
So
just like that.
yeah.
So listen, listen. I think it was idiotic for him to try to like argue this plexiglass situation. Right? It's gonna happen, and especially gonna happen since the debate. What are their name? The group that does debates, whatever their name is.
The committee on presidential debates or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah. Those folks, since they know that the origin of the White House spread started probably at the last debate, so
Yeah.
they're gonna have plexiglass there. And guess what else? Kamala Harris is gonna make a huge fucking deal out of it, and I know
Yeah.
she's gonna drag the administration not just because the president has COVID, but because of their handling, and she's gonna tie that into it. So it's gonna be beautiful and also ironic that they started at the last debate, and he's gonna get drugged about Corona at this debate. I also think Mike Pence may what he have a tendency to do is lose his cool and go super cuckoo religion, and that's going to be perfect for Kamala if he does that. I don't know if his team has been prepping him like you need to stay calm. First, there's a woman on stage, and you can't look like you're trying to mansplain to her. Secondly, you look crazy when you go crazy. And then I think Kamala is going to have to deal with Pence trying to use policies from her past against her. So I think these are the things we need to watch out for in the debate tonight. I think they're gonna be some serious issues and questions. Also, they're probably gonna hit Kamala with the question that Joe Biden didn't answer about adding more justices, because that's a real thing. That's what I think.
Um,
It's gonna
you,
be the
you,
it's,
you,
it's gonna be the first time that this administration gets asked the question and has to answer it.
right, right,
Literally,
because
because if you think about it, White House briefings are completely a one-way show, right? If you think about it, Fox News only answers one side of questions, and you know, that's what Trump watches all day. The CNN and MSNBC really don't even ever have an opportunity to ask this guy any questions. So this might be the first time in 4 years that the administration, in 3 years, 3.5 years, that this administration has to actually answer questions about policy.
mm,
Again,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
said
no, no,
yesterday,
I agree.
not gonna be that
I think
easy.
Mike Pence is weaselly enough to try to create a persona that is not attached to Donald Trump. He's not going to be afraid to defend Donald Trump, but he's going to try to distinguish himself from Donald Trump. Because let's be real, chances are in about 2 or 3 more days, Donald Trump is going to be rushed right back to an hospital because of his age demographic and the fact that he's already wincing in pain. It's a
And
good possibility.
Ben, and he has comorbidities.
Yeah, plenty of them, right? That I'm sure that spray tan doesn't help either. But the reality is Mike Pence is definitely thinking about being President Pence before this election comes, and certainly between now and January. So he's going to try to distinguish himself. He's going to try to distance himself as much as he can without getting in trouble with Donald Trump. And what Kamala is going to have to do, she's going to have to make sure that nobody in this country sees Mike Pence as anything other than Donald Trump's son. That's they are one and the same. They are the same DNA. They are the same bigoted genetics. They have the same bigoted policies. They've made the same. The people, the 210,000 people that are dead, they're dead because of Mike Pence just as much they're dead because of Donald Trump. I think that's what she's got to do tonight.
Mm, mm.
Well, I mean, if she does anything, she can toe the line right now. I don't think she's gonna mess up, but on the same token, let's be honest, right? How deep did, besides Tulsi Gabbard, how deep did the attacks on Kamala Harris really get in the primary, right? Um, you gotta remember something. Kamala Harris is also has real baggage. Though her baggage is less than what the danger of the Trump administration can ever do, I don't see Mike Pence backing off of, hey, you put black people in jail yourself.
Yeah, but I think she could like. So here's the thing: you got to have a certain level of narcissism. Don't. There's only one Donald Trump, and I don't say that necessarily as a compliment, but I say that as the rest of these clowns can't pull off the level of hypocrisy that Donald Trump can pull off.
Well, if
He can
he
sit there. He
if they did, Ben, they would be called out for it.
Right, right, and I mean, and being see that's his superpower. He doesn't care if you call him out. Donald
Right,
Trump doesn't care if you call him out.
right,
Mike Pence is going to stutter and stammer when you call him out
right.
because she could easily flip that and talk about everything that he did in Indiana, everything that he did with the HIV outbreak, uptick, the deaths, his negligence, all that he has specifically done. So she can retort because he is shameable. Donald Trump is shameless,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so that's his superpower. So I know he's going to call her out on that, but I don't think he can call her out on that and actually survive that exchange.
Yeah, and not, and
In
not
my,
only
in my
not
opinion.
on- not only that, Ben, he's also gonna have a lot of problems because every time she try to call him out, y'all got to remember that Mike Pence is the head of Donald Trump's COVID committee. So she's
Oh
going
shoot!
she's gonna dig in on his bruh gonna wish he was COVID positive so he wouldn't have to make this debate. Because I'm telling you, he he's gonna get so much heat about COVID tonight. I
I would
promise
have.
you, she's gonna tie everything back to that. If I was her, I would do like political speak 101. I wouldn't answer any of the moderators' questions. I would just go back. Everything would go back to COVID, him leading that committee, and Donald Trump's handling.
Well, let me address two things. One thing, Fari Mahmood, thank you for this. She said, "I'm confused. Did y'all just come out of the shower after the morning run?" Yes,
Yes.
literally,
Yes, we
literally.
did.
I've got my rag right
Yeah,
here
None of,
to
no, they
to
didn't. They
my
to
still,
wipe
eyes,
out.
my
they
eyes
sweating
got
under them
I got
suits.
steam. I got steam coming up,
They,
fogging up my eyes. Yeah, I took a
Bro,
shower.
they
let me tell
sweating
you.
under them suits. They
Let
sweating
me tell
under
you
them
something.
suits. Them Negroes
Now
ain't
you want
showered.
one thing you can ask anybody who's ever been in close proximity to me. I don't play. All right, now I smell like cocoa butter and Versace. So you know what I mean.
He
We
said
don't
cocoa butter and
and
Versace.
Versace, bro. So I don't play about the smells, bro. I'll shower
How is
three
that?
times a day if I had
Ben,
to.
how is that not a rap song? How come
Cocoa butter and Versace.
Versace,
Ah,
cocoa butter and
so
Versace?
yeah, no, we really did run, and that's why we run at which we ran at 6:30 because we knew we were gonna have to. But we only right now we're only running for 20 minutes. And the goal is obviously to get
Don't put
30 minutes,
Ben. Don't
and
put
then
only in front of that,
Yeah,
brother. Don't put only
yeah.
in front of that. Wait, did Marcus just go green screen on us?
no, I got Marcus still. Marcus
Okay.
here. We got both of y'all.
I'm
All
here.
right. Cool. All
Yeah.
right.
Then, but I want to do this.
Hey,
I want.
hold on before we move on. I do have to say,
Yeah, go for it.
do you think Kamala's gonna use her pinky
Oh my,
tonight when she
Marcus.
Let's
Marcus be trying to get us canceled for real, bro. Marcus, we just got to the morning. We
Marcus,
just
this is
got
early.
to the
This is
morning,
early in
bro.
the morning. Like there's some old head AKAs that are like awake and alive. I just shared it on my personal timeline, bro. You try to
I'm not trying to knock it. I think it would be the ultimate power move if she like points with her pinky.
I tell you what she need to do. She need
Oh
to
my
pronounce
god.
I need her to pronounce Mary McLeod Bethune correct. I just need her to go on
Oh
record
my
and correct
god.
the name of my
Oh.
of the matriarch of our school. The let's see. I want to pull up
We gonna get
another comment.
canceled.
Ah.
Marcus, I need you to be more sweet. I need you to be more sweet.
Here we go. I got here's a good one. Pearson McPherson says, "Y'all are legends. I'm going to need to run with y'all one morning." That's the whole thing, man. We like I appreciate the fellas and I appreciate the morning show because the days with the night stream, everything started getting really hectic, and I hadn't run in like 6 days, and I don't want to fall off. I felt myself going right back to all the behaviors that got me to near 300 pounds in the first place.
Right.
So I appreciate the fellas being like accountability partners. And I mean, Marcus, we talked about it a few minutes ago. Ain't nothing hold you accountable like having 300 people watching you
That's the real
every
shit.
morning.
That's the real
I
shit.
wanted to stop. I wanted to stop in 15 minutes, and then I heard Ben say, "Yo, there's 300 people watching us," and I'm like, "Oh, well, looks like
But see,
I'm gonna keep going."
See, but you were trying to prove a point, boy. You try to prove because you ran hard and you ran much faster than me this morning. I've set myself at a pace that I knew I could last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You were out there getting it.
I got it though. I got it.
You did it.
So I hear you guys talking about the importance of running, and it's a real thing. I used to be a runner before my knees got fucked up, and now I'm a cyclist. But I enjoy getting back to running with y'all. Also, I want people to know that what's most important is our gear, our running gear is coming so be on the lookout on the Clickbaity's page for our running gear. So
yeah. No, I love that. Let me ask y'all a question.
Come run with us.
How does Mundell? I want to check the audience because we have two different audio streams. Mundell, you sound a little distorted for us, which is totally fine. But I want to make sure you sound okay for the audience. So, audience in the chat room, if you would just let us know that his audio is okay for you, and we'll keep rocking and rolling. I do want to shift gears. Oh, I love it. Miss Nikki Tide on Twitter said hashtag cocoa butter and Versace.
I'm telling you,
bro.
I'm telling you, it's a song.
That is that's my thing, bro. I have not gone a day in my life since 18 without cocoa butter on my skin, bro. It's just that's probably half the reason I still look like a little kid.
Hey, you remember that post last year where the white woman was like, "I want to thank all my black sisters." No, she's like, how come my black sisters been keeping the butters away from us? And she's like,
shea butter,
shea butter.
cocoa.
Yeah, she's like, I'm like, really? You can't even have the butters no more? Y'all need
Because
that?
you know why? Because eventually, when they get their hands on it, it turns into collard green butter. Or
Marcus,
yo,
wait,
I
stop.
swear to God.
Stop. Listen, stop
They
right
do
now.
that shit all the time, man.
No, you ready?
Like,
Marcus.
Everything got to be collard green and
No,
kale
Marcus,
butter.
listen.
You can't have kale butter.
Marcus, listen.
You can't have kale butter,
Listen, Marcus.
Shit.
Marcus, listen, you ready? You ready, Marcus? Marcus, you are out of line.
I'm ready.
Here we go. It's October. How dare you not mention pumpkin
spice butter?
Pumpkin spice butter. It's
pumpkin spice butter.
Pumpkin spice.
Oh
like,
man!
Stop taking our shit, man, and making like some weird shit out of it, man. That shit ain't supposed to go on your face.
Pumpkin spice butter. Listen,
you know
now.
It. You know
it. I hate to be the one in the in the group, but I would try the hell out of some pumpkin spice butter. I would do it. I would do it.
Hey,
if it's organic and it ain't no like some old like, and if it's good and it's really a light layer on your skin.
You see what happens when you get a bunch of followers on YouTube? This motherfucker talking about he gonna try some pumpkin spice.
Bro, listen. Me and my wife, we have a tradition. Where, like when October hits, actually not even October, September hit, and if we could smell fall a month away, and we just get a hint of fall, we go out and we do two things. We ain't do it this time because obviously of COVID-19, but we make sure we order some pumpkin spice coffee. And there's like pumpkin beers. Have y'all ever had pumpkin ale?
No, Ben, we live in the
Yes. Well, yes, I have because I'm an alcoholic.
Come on,
Marcus.
I told you I'm working on it. That's why I run, and I don't. I didn't drink last night.
Okay, bro. Now y'all. First, my restless leg syndrome, and now your alcoholic. Like,
I don't think
we're gonna need a mental health counselor on this show.
That's right.
Hey, speaking of counseling, did y'all see that Taraji P. Henson is doing this series?
You ain't let me tell you about the pumpkin alcohol.
I'm trying to save you.
With cinnamon on the rim, and instead of salt like you do with regular, you put a little sugar on that cinnamon salt on that thing, man. That thing is the greatest thing.
Ben,
it's amazing.
You just lost 23.12% of your black followers. Calm the hell down.
Listen, I think wait. Cocoa butter and Versace get me some miles, bro. I could talk about some pumpkin spice latte and the fact that you come and grab my blanket, my comforter smell like cocoa butter and Versace. I got some miles. Okay?
All right, cool. So all right, we're gonna let.
All right, let's get. Oh, you about to say something, Mundell, and then we get back to the topics.
Because we were talking about somebody said something about a counselor. I think it was you, Ben.
Yeah, mental health. Yeah.
Taraji P. Henson is doing this series on Facebook about mental health. And she's an executive director. I didn't know this until I was informed. She's the executive director of a mental health foundation named after her father. So I'm pretty excited about this series. It's supposed to be like this is not funny. This is not acting. This is her interviewing regular people and also mental health professionals.
Actually, let me cut my mic back on for the audience. I think it's a powerful thing. We do need mental health counseling in the Black community. And I wasn't like not that I don't know that. I just know that we hit on some topics this morning that kind of struck a chord. So inadvertently, so that's why I said it's morning here. In my house.
All three of us hit on topics this morning. Marcus initially said that I'm addicted to shopping. Look at me.
Hold on. I'm waiting for the switch.
Nah, y'all not. I got the audience on mute.
Hey.
I got the audience on
Marcus,
mute. Y'all not gonna catch me.
You know it's gonna come, Marcus.
Boy,
y'all got the.
Boy, yo, get your butt outside and get this switch.
See, from this angle, Oh, I know that. This is person. This is my daddy right here. That's the angry turn. That's my dad's angry turn. All right. Let's get back to the topics. I want to bring up something that I see coming in the chat room quite a bit because I think it's important for us to discuss this. My homeboy Bryce Blackwell said Harris' record is really bad though. Sandra Sword said Kamala went after poor parents with special needs for truancy. And then they said
Right.
just as bad. I want to say
Can
I know Mundell.
Yeah.
Mundell, come over to your right a little bit so you can get back in the shot. Um, I want to say this. There's three reasons, well, two reasons. And Monday, I'll let you take up the third because I hear you probably have the record and can clear the record. But even if I'm going to go under the guise of that's the facts, there is no way on God's green earth that you could draw an equivalence between a Kamala Harris as a vice president and Mike Pence as vice
Right.
president because of what they will actively do to your life today. Does she have something to answer for? Let her answer for it. But in terms of what they're doing to your life right now going forward, Mike Pence has contributed to 210,000 people dying, right? Mike Pence is actively trying to strip away your rights. Mike Pence is actively trying to strip away your voting rights. Mike Pence is actively trying to strip away a woman's right to choose. Mike Pence is actively trying to create a theocracy where if you are not an evangelical style Christian, you will not have any power or rights in this country. This is not hyperbole. This is the truth. So I just can't let it fly where you say that she's just as bad as the people that are in office. I can't rock with that. What you got,
Yeah,
Wandale?
I think you're absolutely right. And also, Kamala Harris has no problem saying Black Lives Matter, and Pence does. You know what I'm saying? So let's just start the fuck right there. She'll say Black Lives Matter, and Pence won't say that. Secondly, and I think this is bad enough, so there's no need to lie about what her record is. She never locked up one family or one parent for truancy. She threatened to. And threatening is enough. Threatening black people with the criminal justice system is enough. But you don't need to fucking lie. That is not accurate. That's not an accurate depiction of her record. She joked about it and said that she would, but she never did it. So let's just stop that right now. That's just a fact. Let's just stop that.
And I'm with you. I'm glad you said it like that because I don't like the threat, right? I don't like
Exactly.
the threat. And
Exactly.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's be real. There was the problem that we're having now is a good problem. We are transitioning out of all of the previously acceptable ways to get political power, right? Previously acceptable ways to get political power was to run your career through the criminal justice system, to be a DA, to be the district attorney, the attorney general, all those kind of. We are reevaluating that as a collective people. We don't have people in power that are completely clean. Because even my boy Bernie Sanders signed on the 94 crime bill. He
Say that.
reluctantly did so.
Say
He
that.
reluctantly did so, but he did so. So there's nobody in power who right now is clean enough for us to have purity politics to justify allowing Donald Trump to remain in power.
Well,
I just did.
Ben, hold on a second, Mark. Yeah, Marcus.
Could
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
can I
yeah.
jump
Hold
in
on,
real quick?
hold on a second, Marcus. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me say one thing real quick because I know you're gonna add something fire to this conversation, but let me just say this, Ben. Purity politics is stupid anyway because politics is about compromise.
Literally.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Literally.
All right, listen. Politics is about compromise. Black folks. It seems like in American politics, the way you come up, the way you came up from the beginning of the Constitution until probably maybe even this year, is you fuck over black people.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what
Wow.
I'm saying to you, right? Like, no matter what you do, to be accepted by the status quo powers that be, to be able to have a statewide office, to be able to do whatever that you want to do, you have to be able to at least once in your career prove that you're willing and able to screw over African Americans. And I'm talking about damn near every elected official that is a statewide official in any capacity has shown the capability of fucking over African American voters and people. So follow what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not done yet. So follow what
No,
I'm
you
saying.
good.
This right here is the perfect reason why we need to look at what reparations means for black people. Because if we're going to be honest, our black vice president helped out white supremacy at one time. Our black woman vice presidential candidate, she helped out at one time. That doesn't mean that she's a bad woman, but she played the game. If we talk
She played
about
a role.
Yeah, she played a role. If we talk about Barack Obama, right? Our brother Barack, he didn't do much for black folks when he was in office, right? And statewide, he also did some things as a legislator. He voted against things that would help black people. If we talk about Senator Bernie Sanders, I was his black outreach director. He hates my guts right now. Why? Because I asked him to reach out to black people. So more than just signing on to
Ooh,
the
boy.
more than just signing on to the crime bill, more than just signing on to the crime bill, in tactics, in policy, in procedures, in outreach, in every single aspect of society, the less that you do for black people, the more that you're accepted in the current system of democratic politics.
I hate.
Come on.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
What?
No,
I just hate.
go ahead.
I just hate that people act like. I mean, listen, the crime bill was some fucked up trash. Like, let's say that, right? But I hate that people act like.
Wait. What was Donald Trump doing in '94?
Exactly.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Wait, these people who are trying to hold Joe Biden to the '94 crime bill, which I am more than happy to November 4th. All right.
Ben.
But what was Donald Trump doing besides denying black people the right to live in this apartment
Exactly.
complex and trying to get the Central Park 5 executed?
I want to make sure that this is clear in my conversation before everybody starts thinking that I'm doing a comparison of Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. No. But I want to make sure this comes out of my mouth on this show, right? First off, Donald Trump literally tried to kill 5 black kids on his own.
He did. Right? He did.
Oh, with his own cash,
with
bro.
His money. Marcus, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Do me a favor so people can hear you better. Back your big ass head up from the camera, bro.
Well, I think that's how he's trying to get closer.
My microphone is low.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, thank you.
And we couldn't figure out how to get your.
Yeah, smart ass. Stop fucking with me.
We trying to help you out.
We're trying to help you out.
I'm in a zone.
Go ahead.
You talking about
hey, wait, you didn't, your head is pretty close though, but
scary as shit.
And I mean, I got the biggest head in the squad, but you close.
Oh, I'm up there.
But go ahead, because you give me the
fire. Finish because you on point.
What I'm saying is very simple. If there is a very big difference between the fascism, and I saw a post yesterday on Twitter that explained it perfectly. Fascism is for white people what racism is for black people. And I actually believe that.
That's it.
Right?
Ooh.
I actually believe that. I think that's the perfect example. Whoever tweeted that shit, that fire ass shit, you can go at Marcus for America. I retweeted it yesterday. Fascism is for white people what racism is for black people. It's an all-inclusive version of racism that white people have to deal with. So follow what I'm saying to you. Yes, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did do certain things for the African American community that did not help us. And in my opinion, personally, at some point, Joe Biden absolutely refuses to apologize for the crime bill. That's all I've ever asked. At least the acknowledgement, Mondale. At least somebody about to get that switch. I'm telling you, he about to get.
Wait, did they start church in Ben's house?
They did start church in Ben's house.
No, that was I had to show him how to put his headphones in. But nah, rock with it. Go for it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just my point. My point is very simple. So right now, Howie Hawkins for the Green Party, y'all don't have over 1% of the vote. So miss me with it. Huh? They do?
They never do.
Right. So miss me with that bullshit.
Can I just say this? I listen. I know it's so hard and complicated to keep up with the news because we live in Donald Trump's America, and this is gonna be another one of those moments. Ben, can you give the context? I'm about to cap for Joe Biden.
Yes. Okay. Well, two things. One, Marcus, they said they don't mind your big head because they would rather hear you. So lean forward, bring your iPad closer, and you didn't.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm gonna do? We should put if I put a fourth image on the screen, then it'd be one. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. You didn't bring your microphone with you at all?
No, I didn't. It couldn't fit.
Okay. All right. So it's normally like 100 times better than this, ladies and gentlemen. So He's gonna get extra close with his camera, and y'all just excuse that high definition. You're gonna see his moles and everything. But here's the context, Mundell. When we hear BS arguments, we are required by custom, tradition, and law to fight back against it, even if that makes us look like we are defending people that we don't really like. Historically on this show, Marcus has defended the Congressional Black Caucus as well as the Black Misleadership class. Mundell has defended, I forgot who he defended.
Shit.
Donors,
man.
Democratic donors.
Oh,
Mundell has defended, and I have unfortunately had to defend Ronald Reagan and Hillary Clinton. And it's not because we like any of them. It's just because when we hear a BS argument, we got to do our job. So Mundell, the floor is yours. Who you about to defend?
I'm about the cat for Biden, bro. Because listen, I've heard people say this all the time about this nigga. He like that shit. Look, so Marcus just said, what is the comment?
Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Go ahead, Marcus. Get your laugh in. This motherfucker ain't saying. This guy is the worst. You hear me? All right. So can I continue, Marcus? So Marcus said what most black people say about Joe Biden when we start talking about the crime bill, that the man has never apologized. That's not true. 2019, before he announced he was running for president, he talked about the desperate impact that his support of hardline criminal policies in the 90s had on our community. On Martin Luther King's birthday, he had that conversation with black people about how fucked up his decisions to support the crime bill and other policies in the 90s were on our community. We don't talk about that. I mean, like, so if we're talking about a holistic approach at this brother, people forget that, like, just because people don't continue to do something, that they may have already done it. Joe Biden already apologized for the crime bill.
Joe Biden did not apologize for the crime bill. He explained how fucked up it was, but he did not apologize. Come on, Mondale.
Damn.
Refusing to apologize.
Damn.
Apologies mean one thing. You showing humility and you're admitting your mistake. No, he is explaining his way out of the fucking mistake that he made. There's a difference. You owe that to the black people in America. Fuck that. He has not apologized for it. If you apologize, you know who apologized for it? Clinton. I'm sorry for signing that thing. You know who apologized for it? Bernie Sanders. I'm sorry for signing that thing. Joe Biden, it was his bill. He's too prideful to even apologize for it.
Marcus.
I'm still going to vote for his ass.
Right.
He does not apologize for the crime.
Marcus, I love that fire. I love that passion. But verbatim, Joe Biden's word, Ben, and our listeners, you know I've been in this fight for a long time. This is a quote from Joe Biden. It goes not just to voting rights, it goes to the criminal justice system, Biden said at the National Action Network's Martin Luther King's breakfast. I haven't always been right. I know we haven't always gotten things right, but I've always tried. Watch this. Watch this. The crime bill, it was a big mistake when it was made, said Joe Biden.
That's not an apology.
Oh man, I'm done with you. Fuck out of here. You just want to scream now. Ben,
no, I'm not.
Step in, Ben. Ben, step in, Ben.
That's not an apology.
Okay.
That's
So,
not an apology.
and then what ends up happening is the person who's not in the fight comes in and tries to make something, tries to bring us back together. I'm gonna say it's and I'm not doing an equivocation here just for us to have peace on this call, because we don't care about peace. We would turn the hell up. We don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think there's some truth here in both what both of y'all are saying. He did not apologize until he was running for president. He did not apologize until he needed to. And listen, hang on.
Okay, guys.
Listen. It's not the apology. It is not the type of apology that we expect, right? It is an acknowledgement. It is recognition of what happened. And I think it was opportunistic because he was trying to deal with the fact that we ain't playing around with this criminal justice system anymore. If he was really sorry, he would have apologized a long time ago.
Okay.
He would apologize to the people who are actually affected by it.
I got it. So you're dating a
But hang on. But real quick, I need it. I want everybody who acts like that's not an apology to show me your receipts on how you apologize.
Exactly. Thank
Let's
you,
be
Ben.
real, because
Thank
everybody
you.
gets really holier than thou with these apologies
Thank you,
when it's
Ben.
somebody else. Now, I don't even like Joe Biden.
Ben,
I'm voting against Donald Trump. But I just want, I'm not just talking to you, Marcus. I'm talking to folks in the chat room saying, oh, that's not a real apology. And I'm like, come on. Now, let me see you apologize,
What's your
because
apology language?
everybody does that.
Hold on.
What's your apology language?
Mondale, I've apologized to you. And guess what? Guess what I say? And guess what I say? I apologize to you.
You know what's better than
sorry.
an apology, though? You know what's better than an apology? Turning your ways.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, let's get biblical on it.
Yes.
You could say, I'm sorry, God, but if you don't turn from your ways.
But this is different. The reason
Not
why
the clap.
This is different. And this is why it's different, right? Because when you go from that kind of apology to during the campaign saying shit like, well, the CBC signed it, then that means you never apologized.
Well, yeah, that's because the CBC is a problem in that they are giving him, they gave him these, they are the ones, Jim Clyburn, he is one of the people who is out there facilitating that exact talking point. So
I can't argue against Jim Clyburn. When you mention Jim Clyburn, I have to agree with you. So therefore the conversation is over with. I apologize.
That's all I'm saying.
Here's my thing, Ben.
You know who hasn't apologized and still actively supports the fact that he tried to directly use $80,000 of his own money to get black men killed, despite the fact that we have the incontrovertible evidence?
Guys,
Donald Trump.
Guys,
and you know what? Here's one other thing.
If you cheat on your chick, right, and then you go around and say, I acknowledge that I had sex with 3 other women.
He said it was a big mistake, bro.
It was a mistake.
But no, he said it was a big mistake that I made.
Have you apologized to your woman?
Yes, you did, Marcus, because people have different. No. First of all, let's be serious. People have different apology languages. So some people need, I'm sorry. Some people need you to explain what you did and then say why I was wrong. He did exactly that. He said, this was the problem. 1990s, I signed a crime bill. It was a big mistake that I made. That is a fucking apology, bro. Now, the good thing is, hold on.
A mistake that he made. That's a mistake.
Marcus, that's the definition of an apology, bro.
No.
How many people give these? You know how many people say the words "I apologize," but don't even go any further than that? Or, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry if I hurt you is not as good as I made a mistake.
Y'all keep defending Crime Bill Joe if y'all want to with that bullshit.
Wow.
No, because what we not. Hold on.
Wow.
Hey, let me tell you something. Hang on. Hold on, dog. You gonna make me come over to West Virginia, wherever you are, and try to swing up and hit you because I know you 6'3". You about to make me come up there and punch in the sky with my 5'7" ass, bro. What we not gonna do on this show what we not gonna do is make it seem like either one of us are fond of Joe Biden.
Fuck that.
But what we are even lesser fond of is disingenuous arguments, man. And I just feel I feel like that acknowledgement carries as much weight as people as people who say, I'm sorry if I hurt you, because that's all the apologies y'all niggas are getting out here these days. Babe, I'm sorry if I hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. You just gotta know, babe. I slept with 3.
But we also are talking about the same man who, during the campaign, defended the crime bill. So if it was an apology,
bro,
defended.
And again, what did you just say? What did you just say? What did you just say about, what did we all just say about the context of American politics? American politics don't love nobody black. Nobody. There's no, sorry, kids. American politics don't love nobody that is black except for how they can use you to get ahead for themselves.
I agree.
That is the context by which, that is the lens through which we can understand every single politician in power, from Donald Trump to Bernie Sanders. And I appreciate you, Marcus, for your energy, but also because you brought up the fact that Bernie Sanders' campaign actively had a problem with racism, actively had a problem with ignoring the black community. So for all of my purity politics people out there, I'm doing everything I can not to cuss because my kid's in the background. All the purity politics people out there who say, I don't want Joe because I want Bernie. I had to actively ignore the racism on Bernie Sanders' campaign that I knew of firsthand Well, Marcus, from you and from some other people, right? Quite frankly. So there is not a politician out there who's got clean hands when it comes to the black community. But you know who has active blood on his hands? Fresh blood. Those bodies are still warm. Those bodies are not even buried yet. And that's Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
That's a fact. And also, and if we are to believe our lying eyes, in the words of a great poet named Milton Marcus Matthew Jones Jackson Farrell.
Really? Is that what we're doing?
So listen. If we are to, then we should talk. If we're talking about someone's history, then we have to know that Donald Trump became Donald Trump in a like public sense when he first got his first property in '78 when he was sued for not allowing black people to live in his building, and then that never ended. He was on his floor of his casino saying, "I don't trust black people count my money." Then he ran the ad about black people, and then people have documented, people that work for him have said how much he said the N-word, and then everybody on the print. Where did Marcus go?
I'm coming back.
All right.
Okay, I got you. We got him on. Yeah, we can still hear him. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah. So I here's the thing. I think it's funny that Bill Clinton is popular as shit in our community, but Joe Biden ain't, and Bill Clinton signed the damn crime bill. Bill Clinton killed a black man on the presidential when he was running for president, just to a man who had mental health issues, just to get the heat of white Southerners off his back because he had an affair. So Bill Clinton. Let's keep going. Bill Clinton also escaped the heat from cutting the social safety net by 66%, but not poverty by 66%, right? It was him who cut food stamps, but Hillary Clinton took the wrath for that when she was running for office. So it's funny how the last two Democratic candidates has taken the heat for shit that Bill Clinton was responsible for, and nobody ain't holding him responsible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Clinton fan at all. That's just, it might be showing in my talking. I just think that the fact that Joe Biden is being held to this standard that nobody else is, especially the person he's running against, makes me look at it's people's like, yo, y'all are thinking through this. Like, you got a problem with Joe Biden and the crime bill, even though he did apologize, and I think as an apology, Marcus doesn't. We're not gonna relive that or rehash that.
Bro, we can just listen. Somebody's telling me I'm sorry, I apologize. Is not a recognition of the mistake they made. Those are just words that are convenient and easy to say and have no real meaning. No, the real act is, are you going to change?
Right.
And right now, and
I just Benjamin, we're talking about a neoliberal politician. So
yeah.
So I apologize sincerely. I sincerely apologize on this thread right now. It's since we are talking about a neoliberal politician, and I am a black man that literally, and we are black men that literally talk about the effectiveness of politics when it comes down to our issues. I apologize if I think what I just heard from him before the campaign, when he during the last debate, he talked about how much who was going to fund the police more,
You're right.
You're right.
Watch me.
I'm sorry that I don't believe that bullshit. It was an apology.
Here's why we're pushing back. Here's why we're pushing back against you so hard, and I don't even think it's meaningful for us to push back on you at this point. I think we do disagree, but it's not meaningful because your application of that knowledge is totally different than the application of a lot of black people who are using that as a justification to either not vote at all or as a justification to vote for Donald Trump.
Right.
You're not making that application whatsoever.
No.
And the reason we're pushing back so hard is because we see that application happening all the time where people say, oh, he voted for the 94 crime bill, so I'm not going to vote at all. Or he voted for the 94 crime bill, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump, a man who has fresh blood on his hands. You're not doing that.
No, absolutely not. The first thing I said is I'm voting for Biden. But I want to have a real conversation, man.
Well, I mean, we disagree on what constitutes a real apology, right? I don't give any merit to the words apology. I agree that this apology from this quote unquote apology from Joe Biden was opportunistic and the timing of it was like sketchy at best, right? So I'm on your side with that, but I don't put any merit on the words apology or sorry. It don't mean, those words don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, man, but I mean, it's also, we just have to acknowledge that, like, people like to say, oh, there's something behind that he's never apologized for. When in actuality, he actually did. Like, I mean, he actually did. To me, if you explain what you did to me and how you hurt me without a if I hurt you in it, then you just apologized in a real way. That's my apology language. I don't need you to tell me you're sorry. I need you to tell me what you did and why I was wrong. So like,
See,
and
I don't disagree with that, man, at
yeah,
all.
that's
I
all.
agree.
That's all I'm saying. And I mean, like, because there's a narrative out there that, oh, he did it. He's proud of it. He's never apologized, and that's a narrative, but it ain't true. Because the
But
brother,
we all agree. We all agree. 94 crime bill or not, 94 crime bill ain't the one out here killing black folks
Nah,
disproportionately with COVID
nah.
19.
big facts,
Not,
big facts.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we can say black people because we should, because 1 in 2,000 black people have died because of COVID. However, because we are
Brown
black,
people.
no, or that too, but because we are black men, we have to acknowledge that we are the majority of those black people dying from COVID. Did y'all know that? It is black men that are more likely to die from COVID than anybody else. Going back to who and what the fuck it means to be a black man in America, bro. This country kills us. Donald Trump is killing us faster than anybody else with COVID.
See. Here's the thing I'm gonna do on this show because I don't do it in I don't do it on my nighttime show, and y'all can tell me if y'all don't want us to do it here. But Angry Jenkins on YouTube said, "I feel sad for anyone who feels they have to use their vote in protest instead of their belief, and that is not an apology. He never said he won't repeat it." I agree. I agree with the first part. Especially like protest voting. I don't like protest voting and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to vote
Wait,
because
what? Can you read that
whatever."
again for me, Ben?
Yeah. Here it is again. They said, let me get it on the screen. There it is. I feel sad for anyone who feels they have to use their vote in protest instead of their belief. And that is not an apology. He never said he won't repeat it. There is no repeating of the 94 crime bill. There is no repeating of that exact same, but there is no repetition there, especially because the power structure around him has changed so much. The power structure in this country has changed so much. The Congressional Black Caucus, who approved of that back in '94, does not have the same impact as all the black people who are surrounding this campaign right now. They could
Right,
bring up some criminal justice reform. They could try it, and
right,
it will burn down from the inside.
right,
The institutional forces are fundamentally different, and
right.
you cannot take. This is what white supremacy does to us on a regular basis. They take a snapshot of us at our very worst, and they will make it worse. They will
Yep,
pretend like it's even
yep.
worse, but they will hold us to that for the rest of our lives. That's what they did to George Floyd. George Floyd made a mistake. It had drugs in the system, and they forever have indicted him, his character.
Yep,
Everything that they
yep,
do to our black community is to freeze us at a moment. And
yep.
I'm not saying that Joe Biden is a victim of this because I don't really care about Joe Biden. What I'm saying is that we are victimizing ourselves with the same technique that white supremacy victimizes us
Listen,
because we are allowing the narrative of the black community to seep down that we should hold this entire system to 1994 when the threat is 2020. And so
listen.
we're going to let Donald Trump get away with being an active threat in 2020 because of something that happened in 94. And some of y'all weren't even born in 94.
Listen, Scott. So first, the crime bill will never happen again. More than just for the reasons of the people around him won't let it happen. But we have this thing called the internet nowadays, and I believe people like AOC. I believe people like Ilhan. I
They will
believe people.
crush that thing.
Yeah, they will. They literally would crescendo too high in politics, fighting it, right? Like they
That's
don't want
smart.
like it's the establishment doesn't want to give easy wins to progressives, right? And creating anything that's impressive as the '94 crime bill right now would give Ayanna Pressley too much power. Would give all the squad too much power. Would give people who they don't necessarily normally want to deal with too much power, and also would give the Republican Party too much power, right? So
Listen,
that can't happen. So, but what I will say is this right here. I agree. Like, I am not trying to divert anybody from voting with my thought process about this whole apology thing. And we also need to go to our commercial break sooner or later. But I'm not trying to divert anybody from voting. COVID-19 is a real disaster that is hurting us more than anything else. Could possibly, well, it's the second biggest killer because police are still imminent threat in all of our communities, right? But it's literally messing with the economy of our family. So I am not saying vote for Joe Biden. I'm saying vote against Donald Trump. That's what I'm saying.
so let me say something. That's real, Marcus, and Ben as well. Hey, little man, what's up? Welcome to the show,
Just
Ben.
saying, hey, you want to wave? What up?
Let me. What was that person's name? Jenkins. What was the first name?
Angry Jenkins.
Angry Jenkins. Let me speak to you. If you are a black person, your history on voting is absolutely weird to me. The fact that you said
Go back on
people,
your mama.
you feel sad for anyone who uses their
What's the
vote as
protest vote?
protest vote and not as for belief, is to say that you don't understand what it means to be black in America. Because every vote, as a collective, has
As a
been just
black person,
as a black person, as a collective black person, has been just that, a protest vote, a protest to white supremacy, either the white supremacy that's in office that's representing your district, or the white supremacist system that you're trying to overthrow. So you don't understand the black vote in general. And the second thing is to say that he said he will never happen again means you don't understand how American government works. As president, you don't write laws. So I'll just stop
right,
there. I'll just stop there and not take you back to eighth
right.
grade civics about the separation of government. But you should also know that to acknowledge that something is a mistake is to say that you won't do it again.
Because here's the thing. You threw that in there. Too.
Yeah,
here,
because
here, here, here's one thing also. Like we are at a transition. This is a transformative moment in this country, right? Transformative is usually a word that's to describe something good, but no, we're on the cusp of transforming into a full-blown theocratic fascistic
right.
state, right? We're on the verge of Donald Trump getting 4 more years and taking over the entirety of the government top down with religious zealots that will just as soon execute you as a black Christian because you believe in black liberation and not white evangel. These people are not playing. They are not playing. This is a transformative moment. And we can either transform away from everything that we did up until this point into a positive direction or deeper into the problems that got us here in the first place. Don't mess with that, Bubba. And what I'm saying by that is if we look at this moment and say, hey, Joe Biden has a horrible record. Yeah. It pains me to have this conversation. I would rather have this conversation about Bernie Sanders and then have to explain his record on some issues that are bad, right? But here we are defending Joe Biden, so be it. It's whatever it is. But you know what? In this transformative moment, you can complain about what happened before 1994, including 1994, or you can ignore what's happening with Donald Trump right now, actively undermining our democracy in a way that will make the 94 crime bill look like cookies and cream.
Facts.
I lost you. Hang on, Mandel. Don't talk too much because the people can't hear you. We lost your Skype call. I'm bringing you back in to Skype. So Marcus, you go for a second while I bring him back into Skype.
No, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. You know, my thing is this right here. I don't want to die, and I want to go to brunch again, right? I like literally. Like, I'll just be very serious, man. I want to go to concerts. I want to jump on a plane and not look at people all strange when they breathe. I want to actually not have to wear a mask, right?
Yeah,
but in order to do that, you're gonna have to get Donald Trump out. I'm gonna say something. I think a national lockdown is necessary. Yeah, it hadn't happened yet. But I think a New Zealand style national lockdown where, I don't know, maybe for at least a month where we just shut this
well,
thing
hell,
down low.
even 2 weeks. If we shut down for 2 weeks and had a mandatory mask requirement, we could save 100,000 lives. I'm sorry, is not 100,000 lives worth it?
Right,
Like,
it
who
is.
cares so much about going to Hooters that they can't sit out for 2 weeks to save some lives?
Well, I mean, and that's why Mike Pence is not going to wear a mask. I mean, is not going to get a guard tonight and wear a mask tonight, right? That's why Mike Pence is willing to, because they want to push that narrative because listen, man, these fascists can be capitalistic at extreme, right? And they want the economy open at all costs just to make sure that their rich friends keep making money. There's nothing. I mean, and capitalism is American as apple pie. But to be quite honest with you, they're using capitalism to kill, and that's the problem that I have.
Yeah, and I think that answers very directly. And I'm gonna pass it to you, Mondale, in 2 seconds. That answers very directly. Wise and Rise on YouTube says the economy was shut down, bro. Here's the thing. The economy is the real economy. Your economy has been shut down since March. Wall Street is fine. They don't care about your economy. They care about the economy of Wall Street. And you know how Wall Street is fine? It's because the Fed has been pumping money into the markets nonstop every single day since the pandemic began. Who hasn't gotten money has been your street and my street and Main Street. Wall Street has been fine. The real economy, 45 million people are unemployed standing in bread lines. So I'm sorry. Like they have you worried about an economy that don't benefit you unless you're making your living off of capital gains. So maybe you're wealthy and I don't know it, but unless you're making your living off of capital gains, your real economy has already been obliterated.
I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous when people are dying and people start talking about the economy. You are an insensitive fucker when your argument is something about money and we lost 300,000 people. That's a state. That's an Alaska population, bro. 200,000 people I think is almost the population of Alaska.
It is.
So to believe that you should be worried about an economy which is based on exploitation when people are dying at that rate, it's a weird fucking thing to me. I don't understand your thinking. We have enough money. This government can easily divert money from other programs,
oh my God,
i.e., the military, and fund everything that we're suffering from. And you're talking about fucking economy.
Bro, the government can shoot us $2,000 a month, every individual, and we still would not have touched how much we've given Wall Street during this pandemic.
Exactly.
We can make sure, and everybody can consume from home. Everybody can order everything that they need from home. Pay these essential workers, pay them 10 times as much as they're making. The government can take care of that because if somebody's risking their life, they don't need to be risking their life for $1 an hour extra.
Listen,
right?
Man,
That's what we are killing ourselves right now for the fear of shutting down the economy when the reality is this economy has been screwed for us for a long time.
Listen. All you got to do is look at your Robinhood app. Just go look at your Robinhood app. You don't have to believe us. You can literally go look at one of those apps that gives you $5 to do free trading on, right? And just take a look at it, and you can see what the market looks like. The Wall Street is not concerned about American people right now. Wall Street is more so concerned about like their bottom line. And to be quite honest with you, if the American government has a $6 million bomb, we have a $6 million bomb in America that we produce on a regular basis. Just one bomb.
Jesus Christ.
Just one bomb. So, and we're not to mention the $450 million jets that we are developing, the $1 billion jets that we are developing, the $20 billion super carriers that we're developing. One of them happens to be named by a black man recently. Then you can see that our economy is going to be all right, but they're going to make sure you suffer before Wall Street does.
Indeed. Right. And let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I know how white people are. If one of y'all say anything about Marcus numbers being off by $1 million or $2 million, I'm gonna cuss your ass out because you missed the fucking point. You know exactly what he's saying. We spent too much money on war material and not on people. So don't fucking come at us about our number.
There's a $6 billion bomb.
There is
a multi-billion-dollar aircraft carrier.
You know how these motherfuckers
like Marcus is lying because he didn't say it was $5,912,000.
Bro, but here's the truth about the game that's being played on everybody. Everybody. And I recognize it happening in the black community because I'm black. Did I lose my mic? Oh, no, it's here. I recognize it happening in the black community because I'm black, but it's being played on everyone. Donald Trump is being given a cover. And that cover is a cover that absolves him from any responsibility for what America currently is and what America has always been. Donald Trump has always been a beneficiary of the rawest and ugliest and dirtiest form of capitalism and politics throughout the history of America. Donald Trump has been a beneficiary of American imperialism before he became president. Right now, as president, he is executing American imperialism in the same fashion. No, I'm sorry, even more so than Barack Obama, even more so than George W. Bush, and George W. Bush, who destabilized the Middle East for the foreseeable future. Donald Trump has escalated the drone strikes. He has escalated the number of drones that are bombs that are being dropped in the Middle East. He has escalated the condition. He has abandoned the Kurds. In northern Syria, he abandoned the Kurds, the people who stood side by side to push back against ISIS. But what people have been doing for Donald Trump for the longest is to make it seem like he is not the commander in chief of the military industrial complex. He is the person who is out there executing the war in Syria right now and in Yemen right now. He is the person who is alienating people at the border and separating, not alienating, but separating them from their children in order to turn those babies over to Christian adoption centers. We are committing genocide. A real definition of genocide is taking children from their parents and putting them in different homes. That is one of the global definitions of genocide. Donald Trump started that. Donald Trump is actively doing it as a matter of policy. That was breaking news last night. They did it intentionally. So everybody has been, and I'm sorry I'm going so long, but I'm tired of this facade that somehow Donald Trump is not the quintessential example of American imperialism, the quintessential example of American greed, and the quintessential example of white supremacy. He is everything that you hate about this country on steroids.
Yeah, no, I agreed. And meanwhile, your Congress voted to increase the budget of the military again this year. That's all I got to say.
Well, let's end on a light note. Tired of this.
All right, I want to end on a light note. Why the fuck my name ain't on this show? It's the Benjamin Dick Show with Marcus Farrell.
Where do you see that at?
I'm tired of y'all Negroes. Let's
do that.
Marcus, where can people find you at? I ain't talking to y'all, man. Don't talk to me for 30 seconds.
What are you even talking about?
I said don't talk to me for 30 seconds.
You know how rare he's not mad at me and mad at you? That's awesome. My name is Marcus Farrell. Currently loved by Mondale Robinson. You can find me.
Can y'all turn down Hey Jesse, please? I love that show. Y'all know I love Hey Jesse. My kids watch it so much. I love it, but y'all gotta turn it down. Go ahead, Marcus.
You can find me at Marcus for America on Twitter and Instagram, and Marcus Farrell on Facebook. I am a gamer, now a jogger, and also a cigar aficionado. Y'all can hang out with me one day in Atlanta.
Yeah, I love
it. That's love. Yeah, we're gonna hang out as soon as this pandemic is over. I won't see y'all in person until 6 months after the president of the United States, whoever it is, 6 months after they take the vaccine, and I see how they handle the vaccine, I'll see y'all. So I might not see y'all. I feel like I'm on lockdown, man. By the time y'all see me, I'm gonna be so chiseled. I'm gonna be like I've been on lockdown for 10 to 20. But anyway, you find me on Twitter at Benjamin P. Dixon. Mundell, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, okay, whatever. So I am Mondale Robinson. On Instagram, you can find me at I am Mondale. Hey, Marcus, I ain't even talking to that Negro. He got 26 more seconds. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at I am Mondale. On Facebook, I am Mondale Robinson, and on Twitter, I'm Mondale Robinson. So thank y'all so much for watching us.
No, we ain't stopping the stream. We ain't stopping the stream until you tell us what the hell you talking about.
He control all the tools.
I got the power over here.
He control all the damn tools.
I pull the levers of power over here. The Benjamin Dixon Show, yeah. Marcus.
Oh, that's your
what?
That's your Skype.
That's your Skype, dummy.
Dummy. That's not the stream.
That's Skype.
That's Skype.
Hey! It's early, goddammit.
That's the Skype call, man.
Hey, Marcus. Ben was like, "What is he talking about? Where is it?"
I'm like, what are you talking about here? Like, tell me something, man.
Ben, hey, okay? I don't care about this technology shit. Go. Where you at? Okay.
You sound like Kevin Hart. Hey,
okay. You know what happened?
Hey, man, who got the last word? I done yelled too much today.
Tell the people where they can find you at, Ben.
Oh, I thought I did. At Benjamin P. Dixon on Twitter. It's cool enough for me. Mark Mondale, how do they find you? Oh, you already said yours.
Ben?
Yeah, nah, see?
I fucked Ben head up today.
I had the last word yesterday, so...
Go ahead,
Mondale, go ahead. Mondale, we're going to give you a second to redeem yourself from not knowing the difference between Skype and the live stream. So go ahead and give us a good last word.
So this is a prime example of bourgeoisie Negroes meeting country Negroes. I grew up in a country where we are an internet desert. There are black people living.
I grew up in Mississippi.
There are people living.
Okay, I'm sorry. Get the last word.
Ben grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, in a mansion. And I am a poor person, and Ben and Marcus find joy and teasing me because I just learned how to use the interweb. Al's Gore. This is Al Gore interweb, and I just learned how to use it. And Ben and Marcus like to make jokes. This is a show that is welcoming to all poor people, just like me, the way I grew up. Ben and Marcus are middle class Negroes who champion themselves as a talented 10th. I love them because I aspire to be them.
No, you're not getting the last word.
I'm just joking.
You know you're not getting the last word. Matter of fact, I'm putting my sister on the screen right now.
No, I'm just
Melody
joking.
Wyatt. She said that's a lie. Bro, my dad, love him. God bless him. He's gone. My dad used to drive us to school in his jalopy. No, now my dad took care of us, but one thing we were not was rich. So I know what. Did you grow up on Women, Infants, and Children? Wick?
So what now?
Did you grow up on Gump? See, he don't even know what that is.
I thought powder milk was the only milk. I thought boxed cheese block was the only.
Hey, wait. Government cheese is still, in a lot of ways, still the best cheese.
It's the best cheese made.
You want to know why? It's real fucking cheese. I love that. It was amazing. It makes the best grilled cheese in the world, bro.
It does. No, bro. I had some government. It had to be government cheese. I went to this Haitian spot in West Palm Beach and had a cheese quesadilla, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is government cheese. It was the best damn cheese quesadilla I ever had in my life. Anyway, I just wanted to say for the record, none of us grown up rich, so don't put that out there on the internet.
Let me clarify. So some people may not know me because we're on the Ben Dixon and Marcus Farrell show. I'm just teasing my brothers. I love them guys to death, and in all honesty, we are exceptional Negroes, and not because of what our bank account looks like. We're exceptional Negroes because we care about Black people, and we show up in a world that try to convince us not to, and we show up loud and right and wrong, and still defending Black folk all the fucking time. So I'm teasing them brothers about them joking about my internet. I literally thought them Negroes left my name off of the show, and they just told me that it's the Skype. And yo,
hey bro, do you get mad at your girl when you're on the phone with her and be like, hey, where my name on this call? Who you ain't talking to me? Because that's literally the same thing, bro.
Yeah, that is.
Hey Ben.
I'm just saying.
I had already dug in. You didn't need to go deeper, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't.
Hey, and for the record, you need to get your camera right. Get your good camera tomorrow, bro.
I'll be back home. So you're right. I'm definitely on this cheap ass iPad. I mean the MacBook camera. Listen though, let's just say this: everybody don't have cufflinks like you at 8:00 in the morning, Ben.
You know I don't have on the cufflinks today, but I will have them on tomorrow after we go running. Huh? What? That's just a watch. After we go running, we're gonna wear cufflinks tomorrow.
Nah, man. You listen. Your wardrobe is expensive as hell, man. I'm over here in a cheap sweater. And you out here looking like money. Looking like money.
My dad be buying Kanye West sweaters.
Bro, what? hey, wait, no, Marcus. I saw a sweater. I'm gonna show y'all how poor we really are. Like we ain't rich. Marcus, I saw your sweater, the red one with the black. I saw it online, and I'm like, dang, that's a nice sweater. I wonder how much it was. I wasn't gonna buy it because it's yours. I looked at the price. I said, absolutely the hell not. I went right past that $200 sweater and went to the $29.99 column and got this blazer, got my $20 watch, and my $19 shirt. So we good.
Hey, listen, I'm not trying to tell everybody about my wardrobe, right? But I know that I'm not on Mondale's level. He got Yeezys on right now. He got Yeezy slippers on for no reason.
I have on Italian suede boots, bro.
See, you showed him.
What? So now, I once was young, I once was poor, and now I'm old, and I ain't poor as I used to be. I ain't gonna stunt, but I might spend just a little bit money on something nice, cause I have been poor. I ain't just been talking poor. I've been poor.
Right.
But I had a viral video last month. Actually, I had 4 viral videos last month. It was 4.
Hey, Mondale.
So I think I'm gonna at least buy a good watch.
You people? Ahem.
Marcus.
I had a viral video.
Marcus, did you see him turn sideways when he said it? He said,
yeah. Hey, get the profile.
Actually, I had 4.
A month ago, I was poor.
But now since then I've been viral.
Since then, I've been invited to the country club with my 3-4 viral videos. Fellas, this is why I get up in the morning and I enjoy this conversation, because no matter how deep and how angry we get, at the core of it, it's all love and it's all about enjoying our time and enjoying this life. So, fellas, Marcus Mundell, Marcus, thank y'all, man.
Also, I owe y'all 20 minutes. So tomorrow I'm gonna start running 20 minutes before the run. So whenever we start running, you guys just call and I'm already gonna be running because I owe it to the collective.
I think tomorrow we're building this. So tomorrow I think we're gonna have about 5 people who are running with us. We'll all be on via either Skype or Zoom. But you know what? If we get 500 black men running with us every morning, that'd be the most beautiful thing in the history of things.
It's the new prayer group.
It's the new prayer group. Except we're not asking God to extend our life. We asking Him to extend our life and doing what's necessary to extend it.
Because the Bible says, faith alone is not enough.
There it is.
Yeah. All right. Faith without action.
Huh?
Faith without works.
It's works.
Ha! Hallelujah. Shut up about a Honda.
I should have bought a Hyundai, but I bought a Civic. All right. Later, everybody.